Ready? Ready? Here we are. We're live. Hello.
Hello,
This is
hello.
a Mad. Look. Ooh. I'm Mad Frankie. That's Violet I got over there. Yoo-hoo.
Okay, okay.
Whee! There we
There
go.
we go. There we go. Okay, let's say hello. Hello, Lisa, Liz, and Paula.
Hi, Paula.
Woohoo!
Hello, Violet.
Hi, Fran. I've missed you.
I've been talking for the last 3/4 of an hour. Oh dear. Right. Well, what I'm going to do today, we've got all the pulls from last Monday, which I was so tempted to pull, but we'll see. I'm not sure that any of them are going to be all that brilliant, but these are the strips. Now, you remember the top one, I pulled it too soon. So I pulled most of the copper off and I put another sheet down, another strip down. So we'll try with that one first and see what we get. And we're getting something.
I'm going to
There we
go
go.
while I type.
But it's not pulling a lot up because a lot's still stuck down there. I took all the wet paint off before, so that one is all I'm going to get with that. But it's better than the previous solid block of copper was that I just pulled up. So I'd have to put more on there to get something out of that. But there's a strip. Let me put it over here.
Okay, let's say hello to Mariah.
Hello, Mariah. Let's do another one. Is that underneath?
Hey, lady. Hey, you. Hey, you know what? Before you get
What?
all icky, hey, take me off the screen so we can see
Oh,
all everything you're doing there.
sorry.
Yay! Yeah, I couldn't think of it either. Okay, here we are. Yay!
I think I might have put these on in a very odd order, so I'm going to have to figure out which one's the uppermost. I think that bottom one is the one that should be pulled first. Possibly. Oh. So I only put a glove on one hand because I knew it was going to be pulling tissue, and it's hard enough when you've got no gloves on. There we go. That's better.
Ooh, yummies.
Got something. That's not too bad.
Not
Nothing
too bad.
terribly brilliant, but we've got some pattern here from one of the Sydney Z's.
Sure.
And there's something here, probably another bit of Sydney Z at the corner. So let's see if I
Hi,
can.
Anne. It's so nice to see
Oh,
you,
Anne.
Anne. And if I didn't say anything before, my sincerest condolences to you and your family for your loss. Hi,
Oh,
Martha.
hi, Martha. Right, I'm just going to pull this edge now. There we are. Got that one started. Is that underneath or on top? I think that one is underneath.
So you need to go the
I'm
other
going to
way.
have to pull this one up from this edge where it's over the corner. Might just pull the whole lot up together and then see if it all sticks together.
There you go. You've got some nice pull there. Right? There's some good
Yeah, got something.
it's almost like making your own washi tape there. You could cut it as thin or as thick as you, or as wide or narrow as you want. And
You could do it with the backside of masking tape, couldn't you? I don't know
yeah.
whether you'd pick much up with it, but you could try.
Hi, Deb. How you doing
You've got,
there?
if you've got washi tape you don't like, put it pattern side down and pick up your own pattern. I'm going to move that one and swing this round so I can get it this edge. I've got to get at this little edge here, you see, and pull it up on the plate. So that's what I'm doing when I'm going out of shot.
You don't have much there to get hold of, do you?
No, it started to tear at the other edge, you see.
Yep.
So I've got to try this in.
Anyone is wondering, these are pulls that are left from last Monday that Fran and I never got back to.
And this is the last one of the ones I was doing to salvage the edges of prints. You know, you do a print, you've got this big area with at the edge of your the good bit of the print that you cut it off, so you've got a nice neat thing.
So
with
trim the paper down.
So these are the edges left
that
I put on. I was doing a lot of it on Monday, if you saw. I don't know whether that's going to come apart. I think that's glued together by the paint. Oh
wow.
But there we are. That's not too bad. I quite like that.
I like it.
Lovely. And one more to go, and then I've got a plate available. Hey. I might have to clean it up a bit. There's some bits of tissue that are sticking to the plate here and there, like just there. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit funny. I've been doing an awful lot of coughing today, and it's straining my vocal cords somewhat. Someone was telling me, was it you, Violet, I think, maybe, that there was a singer who was told he had acid reflux, and he was doing videos of himself singing, and his voice was so low and harsh, you would not believe it. And that was the damage caused by acid reflux.
It wasn't me. It probably one of the kids you were talking to.
Could be, yeah, could be.
Good job. Okay, we have 3 more.
We've got 3 more, so I'll leave that for the moment. It's a bit grubby. Needs some cleaning.
And for some reason, your camera is not centered well. So once you bring your plate back, we're going to line you up better.
Yeah, we will. Here's the plate. I'm going to move the other pieces on the side here because I don't need that there right this minute. And I can remove that. But I'm not going to move all of these. I'm just going to move them off the spare plates I've got at the side here, because I want to be using these in a minute. All these that you can't see, all these bottles. You see, I'm going to be using all these bottles in a bit. Just want to get the plate. I've got room for the big plate. I just want to pull.
Okay, you get that organized and we'll get that camera
right. I'll turn this around so I can see what I'm doing. Push these a bit further back. Right.
Now,
let's see if you can see.
Nope. There we go.
That
ta-da! Can everybody see that okay? If you can't see it okay, let me know and we'll realign. But looks good to me.
It's you're just missing whether it's hanging off. That's all. It's not anything you need to see.
Right.
In any case, I'm going to whip the gel plate out of the way in a hurry. I'm just doing it slowly because this is black tissue, don't forget. And you know black tissue, thinner than the white. So it's more susceptible to tearing if you take it too fast. I think this could be the next one that I did after I stopped playing with the edges. I think at that point I was liking the stencils so much I wanted to see them full.
Yeah.
Sydney Z.
I'm so surprised that this is tissue paper that sat there for a week.
Yeah, well, it dried, you see, so it's all right once it's dry. But it is quite well adhered to the plate, which is why I'm taking my time. And if I just rip it off, it will do that, rip. And I don't really want it to. There's a big moon up there, look.
I see it.
Look at that. Ooh.
I remember you laying the stencils. Yep.
There's the start of a spaceship.
Yeah.
Let me get that bit of tissue out of the way. It's using that to paint with.
Anne wants to know, do you have a trick for getting that tissue paper on the plate without wrinkles?
Care? Luck? Not really. No, it does. It is inclined to wrinkle. I mean, look, I've got wrinkles here. Look there. I mean, some of the wrinkles seem to sort of dry up a bit. I mean, that's only a partial wrinkle, but that one is a definite wrinkle there.
Well, and
But
not
some of
only that, but
dry up.
you lay it down so well that even if you get wrinkles, they sort of blend in with the prints.
Well, that's just luck, I think. Because what I do is I put the sheet down at one side and I try to then smooth it down like that, you see,
Yes.
so that you're not allowing too much of an air pocket underneath it.
Well, and the other thing is in the beginning when you were doing the tissue paper, you held it up on the edges and put it down in the middle first and went out, and it didn't quite. It
Yeah.
buckled a little bit, and then you started
Yeah.
at one end and worked your way to the other, spreading it
Well,
across.
I'm glad you were paying attention because I hadn't noticed that. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
makes perfect. We had a little tear down here by the beak of the Sparrowhawk spaceship.
So yeah, it isn't just that you're careful and luck, but you specifically put the paper down on one side and roll it and gently press it down with your hand
Yeah.
and meet the other side.
I'm just trying to ease up this side as well because my arm starts to ache holding it up in midair like that.
Yep.
I'm just teasing it off this way. Trying to avoid getting any more tears, you see. This is I think it's the Easy Klein blue. I think there's a bit of silver in there by the look of it.
I think so.
But you'd have to go back and watch Mondays because I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure I was using quite a lot of the Easy Klein blue as it was a new acquisition from Stuart Semple. I do like it. Look, I mean, look how nicely it shows up even on black tissue. So it's got quite a good coverage. Hang on, let's get this out of the way so we can have a look. That's not bad, is it? That is not bad at all. It's got quite a spacey sort of feel to it. Even with Sydney Z and an urchin, maybe it's actually a space creature. That's not bad at all. We've got our moons or planets, planetoids. That's not bad at all. I'm liking that. Yeah.
Not bad.
So we've got 2 left to do. That one to one side. And this one up. And we'll do the same again. Stop it. You're not allowed to join in yet. I can't remember what's on this one. There seems to be some copper. Maybe that's why it fell over onto there. Wanted to join in with the copper down below. And still more of the Easy Klein blue. You can see where there's been a wrinkle there. But there's no wrinkles left. This is smooth as anything. It's almost like it's dried out and pulled the wrinkles back out again.
I wonder.
But
Okay.
it's where the wrinkle was, there's still a gap, you know, and there's stuff still on the plate. So if you wanted to, I don't think I want to bother, but if you wanted to, you could put matte medium. No, I use gloss medium on the plate and stick it back down again to pick up the bits you've missed.
This is the one, I believe, where you did a swirl, like an S swirl of paint down on the gel plate with the blue, and then in between that swirl, you did the silver.
I must have done some copper as well, because this has got a lot of copper on here.
That might have been the next one. Well, that's how you laid it. That's all I'm saying. If you did a swirl, like an S, and then swirled around, and then you took the second color and followed the same path.
Yeah, we've got quite a lot of gaps in there. You can see where there were wrinkles, which had dried out with waiting, with it sitting on the plate and shrunk back down. It's the expansion of the paper, I reckon. You put the thing down and it's flat. A few minutes later, with all the water and wet in the paints, you've got wrinkles. And you didn't have any to start with. So it must be some sort of expansion of the tissue paper.
It sucked it up.
Yeah, I sucked up the moisture and went, I think I'll give a bit in that area. But look, we've got big lines where those were. I don't think it's so bad. It's just going to be used as a background.
Right.
The ones that have a lot of those on, unless you want to go to all the effort of picking that up. But then there's nothing to pick up here. Oh, there is a bit. We could. What do you think?
What do you think? Some gloss medium and give it another try?
Could do.
You want to lay it back down now and come at it from the other side?
I just want to see what most of it looks like. See what it looks like. I'm about 5 inches from the edge yet.
Anne says that must be what happens to our bodies. Go to sleep and wake up with new wrinkles.
Exactly. Yeah. Drink too much the night before. I've always been told I don't drink enough. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Let's have a look. That is quite a scar, that one.
Yeah. But if you're just going to tear it up, Fran, you could.
I don't know if I was, but it's rather nice. I might put matte medium, gloss medium on it.
Gloss medium, yeah.
Come back and salvage it, because they've got some. What I've got here, I've got the different strips. Mm-hmm. One strip there, one there, another one at the top. Yeah, so I think I might do that. So we might come back and see what we can salvage.
Yeah,
that was quite a big scar.
I looked back on last week's video, and this is the one you did where there was still a lot of leftover from the strips. And yes, you put the, I think it's the copper. You put the copper and the blue down, and you just, whatever came up.
Yep. Well, we've got one left to pull.
Okay.
And then I have something else. I'm going to show you. Yeah. Oh, let's see what this one has. Look at that big line there. There's no wrinkle. Oh, and you remember I used the asemic writing on this one?
Yeah.
I've been fiddling with that in the in Photoshop. So I've enlarged all the lines. I don't know whether I've enlarged them enough, but I've made them all thicker and fatter. I'll have to see whether it's good enough.
I've noticed I don't have as many wrinkles as much as I have saggy body parts, like under my arms, and like I think I'm shrinking inside my skin.
Weird. Oh, very weird. Yes,
I love that one. Ooh.
I quite like that. I just dropped a bit of Tyvek on the floor from the edge of a stencil. Just want to pick it up again. Oh, now then, don't do that. Come to mummy. There we are. So, I quite like that one.
I do
As
too.
you say, it's rather good. You've got the Asimic writing there that has come out quite well. I mean, I said it was too small and thin to come out, but it's come out rather well. So maybe the slightly thicker lines will be good enough.
See, I love making journals, so I could see myself cutting the bits for the cover and the back, and then in addition to what you've already done, I would emboss it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
certainly could. Well,
yeah.
this is tissue, so I'm not so sure. I would put texture paste through on top. I would put it down on it, stick it down, and get it in place. Then I'd put texture paste on. That would give an embossed effect.
Well, if I glued it to a piece of cardstock and then embossed it,
Yeah, that would work. Certainly would. Yeah. It's got a very faint tracery of copper in the background as well. That gives it a bit of interest.
I like
I
it.
mean, otherwise it's only got this teal blue and the silver, but that little touch of copper just give that little sort of glow to it. Rather interesting. I like that. I must do some more Asimic writing, I think. So we've got rid of the plates. For now, let's look at what else I've been doing. Drum roll.
Da-da-da-da. Hold
I'm not
on.
very good at that.
My
Here we
hand's
are.
tired. Get it done and over with. Come on.
Now, the first thing is this. This is a brayer sheet. Got it
Ooh.
off a brayer. And it's got these lovely bubbles on it. The other side's nothing much, but I rather like that. So that got me thinking about bubbles. And then when Paula posted those images of somebody doing stuff with lichen and things, or stuff that looked like lichen and twigs and branches and bits of bark, and I went, ooh. So I painted this with one of my coppers. It's the edge of a stencil. I can't remember which one. You know, when I go around, I go, I don't like the hard edge. Chip, 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 chip. So, and that one's got bronze. Both sides. I like to do both sides because of what happens. So I've got some more little edge bits here, some of which I've put some colour on. There's another one. And another one.
Do you remember we were talking about me doing a poem?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have that, but I do have my polymer clay journal. So if the need arises, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you go and do that then.
All right, you mute yourself.
Okay.
Here we go. Fran's going to take a little coughing break. Ha ha ha. Not coffee, coughing. And yeah, there you go. And we were going to try to find something for me to show you, or say she suggested I read you a poem. I don't do that well. So here's my polymer clay journal again, completed for the most part. And I thought I showed everyone, so might be a rerun. I was able to get the heavy body or heavy duty matte medium to use to put down the metal strip. And some of this in here is from some of the green that you see is the Amsterdam pearl paints, which really add highlight. You can see it when I tilt it like that. It's beautiful. I only put completely on the edges and then dotted it around here. So you can't see it too much on the front or the back, but it's there. And then I put it down this strip. A little bit down here, you can see the pearl, Amsterdam pearl paints. Very nice. And then you open it up, and then I have my pages there. These are all prints I've done since, especially since I found PM Artist Studio. There we go. And my lines. Are you back?
I'm back, yeah.
There's the next one. This is one of my favorite stencils from PM Artist Studio. It's the lattice. It's the lattice strip, actually. And this just happens to be a line that went through. So we're going to close this now because we're not, there's more to show, but Fran is back. So take me away, Fran.
Okay, and I may be coughing again later, so it's good to have something to look forward to.
Yep, you can take more off. You can, there you go.
There you go. Right, well, as I was saying, I was getting some bits. And I've been painting them. I mean, this one started with, it was on the edge of something that had been printing green. So I filled in the extra with the copper. And did the same with some of these others down here. So and I've got a nice bit of bark, which is rather interesting. Yeah, and people are showing pictures of twigs. Can you see that?
I can see it.
Rather a nice piece. And I've also got some bits of copper here from a long time ago when I was playing with copper pieces and creating patina with salt and vinegar crisps. Lovely. So there's some interesting pieces there. And then there's a piece of wire that I bent into this light bulby shape, like an Edison bulb. And there's another one here that I did earlier. And that one's actually had, first I rubbed, so the particular copper wire I had here had a coating on it. Now I've rubbed the coating off there. It's a little plastic sort of coating. Rub it off and that gives you bare copper wire. So I did that with this one as well. And then I put this one and some salt and vinegar and patina and got this lovely effect with the nice patina. Can you see that?
That was the one I was asking you about the other day.
Yep, yep. Well, I bent the big bits with my hands. The rest of it I did with little round-nosed jewellery pliers to get the nice bends, you see. Get them fairly accurate.
I remember way back when that you showed that to me, and I just couldn't remember how you created it. I think I asked then if you had a jig.
Yeah, well, I didn't at the time, but I since then found a jig I'd had for some time and never used. But this is the piece of card I was using as a kind of stamp. So on this sheet, this is Tyvek. This is one, I got a new load of Tyvek, so I suddenly thought, oh, okay, I can cut some of my Tyvek into just squares and just play with them. So that's what I did. And I put these different colours onto this piece of card, bent a corner, and just, you know, had a go. So you've got little bits of this, little bits of that. This one started out with vintage brass, and I didn't like it much, so I added some copper to it, and then some of that nice teal blue, and a little bit of this green, which is like this green. You know, the iridescent Studio Pabeo iridescent green yellow. That one.
An impression plate. You created an impression.
On gel plate. This was just a piece of card I was using to. I started by just mixing the paint on and just using a little bit and just dabbing it on, you know. Yeah. And then I thought, well, why don't you see what else I can get off there? So I've got a little bit of black in there as well. And then I did the other side in a similar sort of way, similar sort of colours.
It's a nice grungy piece.
It's not bad, is it? And this one I tried to do in a sort of iron way. I used tin first from those designer finishes, you know.
Yes.
One of them was tin, so I used that. And then I used some burnt sienna. And I added the burnt sienna to some of the texture sand that came in the packs as well.
Yeah.
And then added that on, so I can feel the grittiness of this, you see.
So we have
And then sorry?
we have a question for you before I forget.
Yeah?
Did you say salt and vinegar crisps? And
Yes.
Paula wants to know, what did you do with the crisps?
Well, I crunched them up, put them in one of these little sort of. This is what we get our Chinese food in when we buy Chinese food. So I just put a little layer of the salt and vinegar crisps crunched up in the bottom, and then I put the piece of metal on that layer of crisps, and then put another layer of crisps on top, and just added more vinegar and more salt, and just left it for. Well, don't leave it too long. One of them I left for about a month, and when I came back, it wasn't there anymore. So it does just completely disintegrate if you leave it too long.
Wait.
But if you don't,
what was the
and you
purpose?
get it out, you get these bits of metal
What
with
was the
these
purpose
lovely patina on.
crisps?
That's why, yeah, crisps. That's why, because the crisps have fat in them, they
Oh,
stick to the metal. So that's why you get the pattern, you see. It's the shape of the little pieces of crisps. So when it's finished, when you're satisfied with it, you sort of rubbed away the crisp and taken your piece out and thought, I quite like that one. You then rinse it off under the tap very carefully, gently, not disturbing the surface very much, because you'll just wash the patina off if you do it too much. And once you've got the crisps off, you then just leave it to dry, and then that's what you get, because it goes a dark color when it's wet, so you want it to dry to this paler color, you see.
Oh, Fran. Didn't I just tell you that the kids were here and left cans, and I've been cutting them up?
Yeah.
Although I don't think it's a metal that will rust. I think it's.
No, you'd have to use paint on something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Potato chips. They call potato chips crisps, Lisa.
Yeah. It's like this one from a Tango can of Tango.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's quite thin.
I impressed it first in an embossing folder, and then I just painted it, and I will put more paint on there to create more of a patina, because it's just the sort of brassy color at the moment.
So it's not going to take the vinegar and salt and vinegar.
No, it wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't do anything. It only works on copper. It would work on iron as well, but you'll get something different, more like this sort of thing on iron. But the iron one, what I do with the iron one is I learnt from Christy Friesen. What she does is she gets her bit of metal, or she gets her piece of clay that she's painted a metal paint on.
Yep.
And by metal paint, I mean one with real particles of metal in.
Yep.
So that you paint it on to the clay, or you get your piece of metal, and then you paint your patina on in sort of little dabs here and there that you want. With the iron, what you do with it is you put it into a piece of tissue that's soaked with the patina stuff, and you fold the tissue over it into a little tenty shape, so that the piece is inside this atmosphere, and that helps the patina to develop. Otherwise, it'll take quite a long time to develop that one. But you could also just put it outside and wait for a month or two. But if you're more like an artist like we are, a bit in a hurry, you want to make it happen fast. So you make a little tent of the tissue, a kitchen roll or whatever, so that it creates a little atmosphere hut for it. So that's that side. And then I got bored and I put the tin again on this side, and I put white and a little bit of black on, just for a different look.
Well, so you're telling me these pieces that you're showing me here, the substrate is the Tyvek?
Yep, this is just paint. So I'm imitating those sort of patinas you can get on real metal. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so there's another one.
Mariah,
and then
loves the way you say patina.
patina, whatever. This one is just black pearl. Sorry, I've got my mind on what I'm thinking.
I know, it's okay. Keep going, keep going. I don't mean to disrupt. I know.
Black.
Train of thought.
This is black pearl, so it's sort of, it's one of the deco art colours I had knocking about. And is it that one?
Closer.
Yeah, black pearl, dazzling metallic.
Move it over closer to your teacup. Yep, I see that. Now I meant the Tyvek.
There you go.
There we go. Now we're more centered in the camera. That is, I like that one.
So that's just the black pearl. I haven't done anything to it. I quite liked it as it was. You see, I got a slightly different colour on the other side because I think I put black on first, possibly. This is just the black, the lamp black. It hasn't got anything else on it, but you could put something on it. You don't have to try to make it into metal. A great thing about doing it with Tyvek, you don't have to do it as if it's metal. You can do whatever you want with it. So you could have a go with something like this Cadence Fashion Shine stuff. It's quite good thickness, I think. So I reckon it might work on that. Just a little bit. You don't want a lot, just a bit. So that's that. And I was thinking I might even use that as well because such a nice, came out quite nice. Nice effect. And I've got these sticks. I don't know what I'm going to do with the sticks. I've got a whole load of sticks. I've got a whole bucket down there. One of those little buckets that you get on your trolley. Full of these things. Loads of them. So that's those. And these are the copper ones.
I hate to interrupt you again, but Paula has a suggestion. Painting copper in yogurt also makes a great finish over time. You just have to be patient.
Ooh, that would be fun to
yogurt, that would makes me wonder what it does to your stomach too.
Yeah. So this is the edge of this thing, right? So it came out. I'd done one stuff on one side, one load of colours on one side, and I'd done the green on the other, and I put the copper on the edge. Well, with this one, same thing it was. I've melded the two together so that it covers all of it. So it's all covered. But it's not quite all covered on that side, so I'm not going to be using that just today. But these are covered both sides. So I've got a bronze one, and I've got these two coppers. So I can do those. Okay. And I'm also looking at papers, thinking, will I use these with it or won't I? They're lovely, but I'm thinking they're a bit too jazzy. This is gorgeous, and I want to be able to recreate this on a pull. So I've got to keep an eye on what the colours were. So I probably won't be using that. But this happened with Tyvek. That's why I've left it close.
Oh.
Closer. This is what happens with Tyvek. Now, I used two tools on this. I used a heat tool to heat it into, make it crumple up into that lovely convoluted shape. A heat tool like this one, you know, your ordinary heat tool. And then I also used this kind of heat tool. It's like kind of like a soldering iron with a narrow tip on it. You see that?
Soldering iron or a wood burner tool.
Yeah, well, this one has all the different tips. You can do foil art, you can do wood burning, you can do loads of things with it. Yep, so that's a lots of options one. Just going to move my bank of plugs a bit closer so that I'm not pulling on that so much. It's better. And I'll show you how I did this, because this one creates the bumpy surface. This one creates the holes. Now, if you've got, this is 105 GSM Tyvek, which is what I use for cutting the stencils. It's better for the stencils. Originally, when I started, I used 75, 55 grams, and it works, but they're all quite flimsy. So I use the stronger ones, and the less strong ones, you can get different effects. Some of the holes turn up in the thinner stuff. Yes, clouds and mermaid tails. What, burning it like this, Sandra? Yeah, I've been through a Tyvek shrink plastic phase, but I'm coming back and having another go. So we've got that one, which is nice, but this is quite thick. It's drawing paper, this. And what it was, I did some tea staining and coffee staining outside the summer before last. So this is quite old, actually. It's 2 years old. And it's so nice. I liked it so much. I used some of it to create beads with. That's why you can see these gaps here. But it's nice material, but it's a bit... I'm not sure I'm going to use that either. And then there's this, which is lovely. But it's not covered all the way around. I'd have to add to the edges to create a full sheet, because when you buckle it up, you might just end up with only the white showing. So let's have a look at what we've got. We've got that piece I can do. We've got those pieces. And I went after that piece. I can't do that one. It's got nothing on the other side. That one's got something on the other side. That one hasn't. So those we can use. And I've got these just to make sure I'm not melting anything onto the paper, which are heat resistant slabs, but you can use anything. I mean, even if you use a piece of wood, you're not going to do a lot of damage to the piece of wood. You'd have to be there for a long time to do that. But it is best to do it outside or with good ventilation. And if possible, wear a mask. So I've got my mask here, and I'm going to put my mask on when I start. So I won't put it on just yet. I've got to get set up. So that's a piece I can do. That's a piece I can do. Those two are ready. And that one, not that one, and that one. And I can do the 4 pieces. Any one of those 4 pieces. You'd be amazed at what happens to something like that when you're doing this. So I'm going to put my mask on now. You probably won't be able to hear me. I'm just going to blow my nose because I don't want to start coughing with a mask on. All right?
Okay.
So you can say something or other.
Yep. So anyway, what you want? So
you're not popping up.
Yeah, you want to put me on camera? Hold on, I've got it. There we go.
There you are.
There I am. Bring me full up. Halloween's coming up. I probably showed everyone this. This is a box I made for Halloween. And everybody's probably seen it already. So we're just killing time until Fran can come back. It was made out of a box that I created. And we've got tulle here to tie it closed. We've got, oh, yes, someone has seen it. Liz. Don't look, Liz. The eye. So we've got broken pieces of an old, can't talk, little skeleton from the dollar store, embedded in tissue paper and screening. So the tissue paper is like paper towels, kitchen paper towels. That's what the texture is here. And then I broke up the skeleton and embedded it in there. There we are. She's back. Oh, thank you so much. You
won't hear me very well with the mask on. But,
okay. Thank you so much. Off screen. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Hopefully she doesn't have to cough anymore.
I hope not. That was more a preventative one, that one. But I've got some tools here, something with metal on them, so I can hold these things, you see? You know, with wood on the metal. You know what I mean? Wood, metal. Right.
I'm with you. I don't do clowns, Paula. I don't, yeah.
There we go.
Johnny alert. Bring the sound down, everyone.
Dark in one area.
Mad Frankie is at work. Hi, Lexi. Yes, extra mad science-y today. I don't know. I'm wondering, does she need to get out some aggressions? She needs to like really tear things up, or
Here it goes. Woo!
Paula, I'd like to see the results with the damp paper and incense stick. Well, not only will burn, it'll smell good. I have a very large growth of sage. No, it's not shrink plastic. It's hi Joni. It's or Johnny. I'm sorry. It's Tyvek. It's Tyvek.
Woo!
I have a very large plant of sage, and I'm going to be creating smudge stick for it. I'm just trying to keep having fun. Thank you, Paula. I've done the same thing, Johnny, out of the Tyvek. I've used the Tyvek like you get from the post office, so it's a bit thinner than what Fran is working with. Well, that's where my mind went, Paula. The Tyvek that Fran is working with comes from a roll of Tyvek that she purchased, I believe, through Amazon. And it's a bit thicker than what we get in the mailers from the post office. Oh yeah, she's not sniffing it. She's got, yep, her thumbs up. She's got a, just so you know, she's got a mask on, so she's got herself quite protected there. She's just giddy because she's giddy.
Isn't that fun? Isn't that fantastic? Can you hear anything I'm saying? No? Oh well.
Yes, we can.
So I'm going to turn this on now. It'll take a bit to heat up. So while that's heating, I'm going to do one of the others.
Oh, wow, Diane. Good idea.
Oh, I can't do that one. I haven't done that other side.
Yep, we can. Mariah, we can hear you just fine. We all heard you giggling.
It's just fun. Woo!
Oh my goodness.
Going over.
She has a particulate mask on, Johnny. I do believe there's a fan on, but I'm not going to say for sure. I wouldn't think a window is open.
There we go. Last one. I'm going to stop
mad Frankie being a mad scientist.
Woohoo!
Oh
Isn't
wow.
that fun? Right. Let's go with this one.
Okay, time to.
This is not as noisy. There you go. Nice big one.
So when you mentioned Christy Friesen earlier, is that the one who does polymer clay?
That's right. Yep.
That's what I thought. I knew the name.
Yep. She sells Swelligant.
Yep.
That's what her stuff is.
Yep.
That's some nice big holes here and there. Thing with this, with having something so accurate, you can make whatever size holes you like,
Yep.
wherever you like. Make it look as if it's been through the mill. Time has had a good go at this one.
Mad Frankie.
It's so much fun. This is the calmer part where you're just having the fun, you know. See, some of these have got some holes made just by using the heat gun. I want to enlarge some of those. Yeah. You can see a little bit of fumes coming off here as I do that. So I'm the mask.
I'm just thinking about it, processing it. You could have put a shape, oh, I don't know how, like a marbles on that Tyvek. Just like laid the Tyvek down and put some marbles randomly on it, and then took the heat gun to it. And you
I
would have,
melt the marbles.
well, it wouldn't have melted the marbles, but the Tyvek would have melted around in bowls like the marbles.
Well, it might have stuck to the marble. It's only plastic, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I've got a ton of marbles.
Worth a try. Worth a try. Give it a go. Do it on camera so we can see what you're doing and laugh at you.
Oh, you want everything, don't you?
Yep. Oh, yes. So you can spend quite a while going over it, creating the kind of holes you want.
It's not dangerous if you're careful in the right environment, Jen. Jen says this looks dangerous. No, Fran's laughing.
Nah. Look. I mean, it's taking me a bit of effort to get the hole the shape I want. It's only dangerous if you sit there going, sucking up the fumes, you know? That's why I'm
Right.
sounding funny because I'm wearing a mask. It's best to do it outside. I did the other ones outside in the workshop because it's out in the and it's summer, so it's not something I'd want to do in the winter, really. So I'd want to be able to get the ventilation I need.
But at least you do have your particulate mask on. So,
Yep, and it's good for fumes as well. So
yes.
I did get that. So I was fine, just fine. I mean, having a cough already, I don't want to make anything worse, do I?
Exactly.
But I want to have fun, so hence the mask. You got me the mask some time ago when I started playing with all these chemicals. And it's like, you're playing with what? I'll get you a mask. There you
We
go.
like Yeah.
I'm quite happy with that. Just going to do a bit on this one, and then we'll go on and do some printing.
Now, and before you go, I'd like a good full shot of especially that big piece. Get it close up to the camera
Yeah.
because
I,
that was
I
lovely.
just sit there and go on and do it with all the other pieces as well, but I don't think we've got time to do everything.
Yeah. Or you're just coming into being an hour. So you're good.
Mhm. I don't think I'll be doing a lot of gel printing because I am quite tired. I've had quite a tiring day with all the coughing.
Oh
And
yeah, Diane, she doesn't have any birds. I had a sun conure for about 9 years, and yeah, I was very, very, very careful about anything in the house around my bird that I didn't even use Teflon pans.
I'm just making some of these on the older piece a bit bigger.
So Mariah's on the move. Paula, one way I know to make holes in paper is to be outside in the sun with a magnifying glass. Have you ever tried that?
Have a fire extinguisher standing by or a bucket of water.
Uh,
But another way to make holes in paper more deliberately is to use a brush and some water. Just make the holes like I'm doing with this. Yeah,
True, very true.
you can
And
get the
just
size
keep
of hole you want.
with the water and the brush erosion to wear away the fibers.
Exactly. Or if you make big holes, you can just tear them out then.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's good enough. I think that's good enough. I'm going to turn this off.
Okay.
Not really off. This one has got to be carefully balanced and hung so it's not touching anything flammable. And I'm going to unplug this one because although it's got a stand, it's safer to do that.
Diane, I always thought I wanted an African gray. And then my best friend got one, and she had 3 daughters, and um, yeah, somehow I decided I didn't want one after all. They're quite the mimicker.
Oh, I wondered what you meant there for a minute.
Oh yeah, you never knew what the girls were gonna teach her when mom and dad weren't home.
Ah, naughty.
Well, yeah.
Right, I'm all unplugged.
Hi, Lucy.
I'm just going to take this away so it's safe while it's still a bit warm. I'll be back in a sec. Only the other side of the rod. I'm only kicking gel plates. I'll bring a gel plate back in a minute. Oh.
And why do they do that, Paula? They on cotton paper, then rinse it out. Does it?
I think, as it smells quite stinky in here, I think I'd better not go on any further tonight,
Aha.
right? Because I did quite a lot of burning there, be a lot of things in the air. So I took my mask off. So I think we better say that's it for today.
Okay. Everybody
And
okay with that? Francis, go take care of herself. Yay.
Ooh,
Nothing wrong with that.
okay. Because and I am quite tired, so I'm feeling the strain a bit. So I'll come back and we might do one during the week if we've got time.
Yep. We'll
Got
talk about it, and I'll put the links out if that's going to happen. It's okay.
okay. yeah, I'll go and take the dog out, have a little breathe.
So thank you
Okay.
everyone for being here. It's a short, but we appreciate you showed up to play with us and for your patience, and go have fun. Go play, do some art, have fun.
Yeah, have fun with this. This is cool now. It cools down quite quick.
But
Okay.
yep, we'll do it outside.
Bye.
Bye
Yeah.
bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Only